What's going on? Chuck here, Adapt Digital Solutions, and today I'm talking about marketing for landscapers. And now there's a million different ways to market a company. And what does marketing even mean? Marketing to me is all about getting customers. So anything that happens before you get on the phone with somebody or before there's that sales conversation is marketing. And the name of the game is typically lead generation. So getting leads being possible customers. And the most common way to do that these days is through Google. Over 95% of people are opening up their smartphone and they're opening up Google and they're typing in whatever they're looking for. And it's not just the younger generations. People in general across the board are using Google to find everything. And there's a couple reasons for that. One of them being a lot of people are moving. So somebody moves from one city to another. They don't know anybody. Word of mouth can't possibly happen because they don't know anybody. So they ask Google, I need a landscaper. Google, I need a retaining wall. Google, I need some trees cut down. Whatever it is, they'll just type that in, tree services in my city, landscape designer in my city, like whatever. They're typing all this stuff into Google. 95% of people are using it. And we all know that Google's the best. That's why people don't say, hey, go online and search for something. They say, go Google it, right? And real quick note, this isn't a scripted video. I'm just speaking off the cuff about my customers and what my company does for them. My team and I have been working with contractors for 5 years. We've worked on all different kinds of companies. And landscapers in particular have been some of our most successful clients. And there's a couple reasons for that. One of them is typically the landscapers that we work with are hungry. They're going all in. They want to get this thing done. They want to grow their business. They either want to get to $1 million a year or they want to get to $3 million a year, depending on where they're at. And we work with people all across the board. We work with people that just started their business last month. We work with people that have been in business a year. We even have clients who've been in business for over 20 years. And our approach may differ depending on how established you are and what kind of results you're getting already and what your goals are. How many more phone calls do you need every month to meet your goals? But there's a typical starting place that we call the foundational marketing system. And over the years, we've developed our own standard of what online marketing is. Most marketers out there, they read a bunch of blogs, they take some courses, and then they go out and they repeat what other people have done over and over and over again. And what happens when you copy other people is the results get less and less every time that gets copied. The way that we do things is unique to us. We've figured out what works and what doesn't, and now we have a system that works every single time. Let me break it down for you. We're looking at a Google search, right? Like I said, 95% of people these days are using Google to find what they're looking for. So let's just pretend that I'm a homeowner and I'm looking for landscaping in Chilhowie, Virginia. That happens to be where one of our most recent clients resides. Now, I type that in, I press search, and the first thing I see is Google Maps. That's this box up here at the top that shows 3 different businesses. Now, that doesn't mean there's only 3 businesses in this city. I can click view all and see a list of a whole mess of them. There's 4 pages of these. That means there's up to 40 landscapers in this area. But 3 of them are showing up on top of the search. And my client, Lundy's Lawn Care, is showing right up here at the top. Now that gives him a huge edge because think about it. Why does everybody use Google? They use Google because Google's the best search engine out there. It shows you what you want, usually right there at the top of the screen. And that's why 95% of people use it these days. So people just assume whatever Google shows them on top is going to be the best result. So by showing up on top, Lundy's Lawn Care has a huge edge, but it doesn't stop there. They've got 21 nearly 5-star reviews, where the next runner-up has 15 and then 8. So right off the bat, when someone comes to this and sees this screen, they're going to discount this third one because they only have 8 reviews and it's a 4 out of 5. And there's 2 here there's a 4.8 and a 5. 4.8 is pretty dang close to 5, but let's just say that they were going to be left with these 2 choices. Well, this company doesn't have a website link, so that's a little suspicious, right? So Lundy's is the clear winner here. But what happens if somebody doesn't want to click on the Google Maps? They'll scroll down and they'll look at the website results. Now, this is what Google used to show, for every search. They didn't have Google Maps 10 years ago, or maybe 15 now. And they didn't have Google Ads either. So all they have is this. And so his website is showing up right here at the top as well. And so that's huge. He's showing up in 2 places at the top of Google. And that's why in the first 21 days after we launched his new website, which I'm going to show you here in a second, 21 days, he submitted 69 estimates for new projects. The first 2 paid for all of his marketing for like 2 years. Incredible. And it was all because he just started showing up on Google. Now, he doesn't live in a super competitive area. Like, he doesn't live in Los Angeles. He doesn't live in New York City. And that's one of the reasons why he was able to get such dramatic results. But these kind of results, while they're dramatic, they're pretty common across the board. Maybe everybody doesn't get, 69 prospects in 3 weeks, but everybody gets more phone calls. And for most of our contracting companies out here, we don't need that many phone calls. Like, that's a lot. He needs to hire an estimator now because he's got so many estimates to do. But a lot of us only need a handful of calls every week to, grow at the pace that we want to grow at. So, showing up on Google, it gives you a huge edge. Now let's take a look at his website, because that's like the core of this. If it wasn't for his website being the way it is, he wouldn't be showing up on top of Google in 2 places. And that's because a website is understood by Google through the text that's on it. That's the main thing. Google's getting better at understanding pictures, but it's still not that good at it. They're really kind of not very good at understanding video, but they're really good at understanding text. So if you have the right text on your website, then Google's going to understand you, and it's going to think you're the most relevant search result, and so it's going to show your website at the top of the list. And so what is the right text to have? Well, for a landscaper, you just want to describe every single service that you offer. For this company, there's 6 categories. There's lawn care, landscaping, tree services, hardscaping, spring and fall cleanup, and snow removal. And each one of these pages breaks down the services even more. And you really want to do that because some people will search for tree removal, some will search for stump removal, mulching, planting, all these are different kinds of tree services. But people will search for a bunch of different things on Google. So you want to talk about all of this stuff. And you want to get as detailed as you would if you were explaining this to somebody in person. And so when you work with us, we put all of this together for you. We essentially become your marketing company or your marketing department. And if you want to know more details about that, you'll have to talk to me. But in essence, just take a quick look at this site and compare it to your own if you have one, and figure out what yours is missing. But if you want to show up here at the top of Google, you've got to have these things in place. So that's where most people get started. If you have what I just showed you in place, for 99% of you landscapers out there, that's going to bring in enough new customers. You won't really have to do any kind of advertising, and you won't need to invest heavily in that. And if you make people happy and you get good reviews, it's going to have a snowball effect. And before long, you'll not only be getting customers from the internet, but you'll be getting word of mouth customers, referrals from your clients. You'll be getting repeat business. This is how you can start growing your business substantially. And even if you already have a good book of clients and you're getting some referrals, do you really want to rely on that? You can't control, you have no say over when your customers refer you other customers. And if something, God forbid, happens, like the economy starts to tighten up a little bit, only the people that are found online are going to be getting all the customers. So, take a look at what you've got going on. If you're interested, I'm willing to take a look, no charge to you, and help you figure out, what's a good way to move forward. If you're a landscaper, whether you just started or you've been in business for 20 years or you're somewhere in the middle, you must have something going on and you must be serious about growing and progressing. And if that's you, then I'd be happy to take a look at everything you have for free and help you figure out a good plan of action. So if you have any questions about this stuff, leave a comment in the comment section, or feel free to email or call me. If you're watching this video on my website, then check out the other resources we have. We're always making videos about this stuff. We're always putting up case studies of our customers like the one I just showed you. And we're doing everything we can to help out companies like yours, business owners like you. So again, my name is Chuck. We are Adapt Digital Solutions, and thanks for watching.